My name is Tom with Weapons Education, and I've brought this story to you in the past about a shoplifter who got shot by the store owner and was killed. We spoke about it. To tell you the truth, some of the comments were shocking to me, and now here's a follow-up. Okay, the shooter today, the timing of this video, was charged with second-degree murder. We're going to talk about it. In Florida, for it to be first-degree murder, it has to be premeditated. We're going to look at the video again here in a moment. And he didn't get manslaughter, and it's not manslaughter. We're going to talk about it. He got what he should got. This went through a grand jury. This went through the whole legal process, and they came up with the right decision to arrest this man, and he will spend the rest of his life in jail. He's got no bond, no option for bond. That is why some of the comments on the first video I did were actually alarming to me. A lot of people said, well, he stole a hatchet. He could have killed the guy. Well, we're going to talk about that stuff. Let me play the video through again in case you happen to have missed it. And here we go. Just watch the video. You got the shoplifter here. He steals a hatchet. A lot of people saying, well, he could have killed the guy with the hatchet. But now watch the video. The shooter's life was never in danger for a nanosecond. He pulled him back, just the opposite. Shot him. Killed him. He's dead. Let's talk about what happened. Shooter charged with second-degree murder. No bond. He's in jail. He's cuffed up, taken away, and no bond. And rightfully so. Now, the stand your ground law does not protect the shooter. Let's talk about that, because a lot of people think, well, he had a hatchet in his hand. Okay, the thief. It doesn't matter. He never swung the hatchet at the shooter. The shooter's life was never in danger. Just the opposite. The shooter pulled the shoplifter back towards him as he was trying to leave. He should have just let the guy run away with it. Whether it's $1 million diamond from a jewelry store or a $12 hatchet or whatever product it is, it doesn't matter. If your life is not in danger, you're not allowed to shoot someone and kill them. You can't take a life. So he got charged, and it doesn't matter that this thief had a hatchet in his hand because he didn't swing it at the shooter. The stand your ground law is a good law. And in Florida, it's really good because we do not have to retreat. Okay? That is, if your life is in danger. The shooter's life was never in danger. And like I said, he pulled the thief back and made it even worse for the shooter. If anything, he made himself's life in danger by pulling the thief back towards him. He should have just let the guy run, obviously. And he admits it here in a moment. I'll show you his quote, what he said to the police. Well, let's look at that right now. Here's the newsreel as the story broke today. There's the shooter in his orange jumpsuit. I don't think he'll ever see the light of day again.
City Commissioner in handcuffs and in jail on murder charges.
All new at 11, the final moments leading up to that deadly confrontation, landing Michael Dunn in handcuffs.
ABC Action News reporter Isabel Rosales live outside the Polk County Jail tonight. Isabel?
Michael Dunn is sitting here in jail on no bond. That murder charge could mean he spent the rest of his life in prison. Tonight we're getting brand new insight from arrest records revealing what was said during that last encounter. While Commissioner Michael Dunn's picture remains up on the City of Lakeland's website, a new picture now part of Polk County Jail.
Today, the Polk County Grand Jury indicted Michael Dunn for second-degree murder for the killing of Cristobal Lopez.
The charge coming a week after Lakeland police released this key piece of evidence. Investigators say Cristobal Lopez was trying to steal a hatchet from Dunn's military surplus store. The surveillance video shows Dunn attempting to detain Lopez, then shooting him.
Let's talk about something right now about surveillance video. In this case, the shooter's own surveillance system is what actually led to his arrest. But always remember that you're on video in today's modern day world. You never draw your gun. It's your last resort unless your life is 1000% in danger, unless you're about to die, unless you're witnessing someone getting murdered, unless you're witnessing a rape, a felony, a horrific felony where someone's life is in danger, then you draw your gun. Otherwise, assume you're being recorded, whether it's from your own video surveillance like this situation or anywhere out and about. There's video on every corner in America, basically. And they can even get you from satellite if they have to. So keep that in mind. Let's keep watching this.
The video sparking debate over stand your ground.
I have determined that this case and the actions of Mr. Dunn fall outside of the protection of the Stand Your Ground law.
Let's talk about that. The Stand Your Ground law, as I mentioned previously, he's right. It does not come into play. And I'm glad, because we don't want this as a national story. I was concerned that somehow they wouldn't charge him because of the Stand Your Ground. But it's pretty clear cut. His life wasn't in danger. The man was not swinging the hatchet. The man didn't say anything verbally. I mentioned that in the first video. I was trying to give the shooter some benefit of the doubt. It was pretty hard to find. But they even said it, and there's a lot of information on the story in the arrest report that no, the thief never said nothing verbally to threaten the shooter, and the Stand Your Ground law does not protect him because he was not standing his ground. He was pulling someone back towards him, and he murdered the guy. It is murder. It's bad. Please learn from this. That's why I'm showing this to you. Please learn. Most of you know it. 80-90% of you got the comments right on the first video. But I tell you, the 10% that said, oh, well, good, we shot a thief, we shot a shoplifter. Come on, what if everyone was just assassinated on the way out of Walmart because they stole a hatchet? Just think about that in your mind for a moment. That 10% of you who left the silly comments. Most of you, we're on a gun channel, we're on a gun forum, we're level-headed. We know that our gun is our last resort.
His office also releasing Dunn's arrest records. Through it, we're hearing from Dunn and Lopez for the first time.
By the way, his arrest records, I found this out. The shooter killed someone when he was 19 years old. Was not on video at that time. And it was looked at as an accident. I wonder if that was on video, what he really did back then when he was 19. Makes you kind of wonder if this guy's a second-time murderer. First time they claimed it was an accident, he got away with it. The truth always catches up to you, huh?
When Dunn confronted Lopez, a hatchet fell from Lopez's pants. A witness recounting Lopez telling Dunn, I will pay, while walking to the register, then making a run for the door. When police arrived, Dunn was standing with his gun drawn and pointed at the body and said to the officer, I think he expired. During an interview, Dunn did not indicate Lopez made any threatening statements, but said he was in fear. When an officer asked what would have happened if he let go of Lopez, Dunn replied, it might be fair to say that if I just step back and let somebody come in and take what they want, there would be no issue.
Now, there you go. The shooter admits it right here. It might be fair to say that if I just step back and let somebody come in and take what they want, that there would be no issue. He admitted it. And he had to. It's on video. I guess he's looking for mercy. He's not going to get it because it's a big story here in Florida. It would have gone really big if he wasn't charged, but they did the right thing. They put it through a grand jury, and now he's pretty much done. And that's his last name, Dunn. Now that we know, past tense, he was charged with murder, throw in your comments now, and I'd like to see the difference in comments today from the first video. Please remember, your weapon is your last resort. Let this be a lesson for a lot of people. I've said it over 1,000 times, at least on this channel. The safety to your gun is between your brains. And there's no such thing as aggression when you're carrying a gun. This man's killed someone, and now he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. Is it really worth it to be hot-headed when you're carrying a gun? The answer is no, never. Do not draw your gun out of that holster unless your life is in grave danger. Please put your comments in below now that we know that the grand jury has charged this man with a life sentence, basically, and I can't see any defense. I've spoke to many legal attorneys, self-defense attorneys, criminal self-defense attorneys, and not one of them would want to take this case. They said he doesn't have a leg to stand on. Thank you. Please pass this around, subscribe, hit that bell if you're going to subscribe, and let's learn from this. Bye-bye.